everyone, this is Natasha. I wanted to talk to you about it's a relatively new site. I know several people have mentioned it in their videos. I think most recently Julie Walters had mentioned it. It's called Tophatter. It's a live auction site. Unlike eBay where an item, I have it on in the background, those little dee-dee-dee sounds, that's from Tophatter. There is a current auction going on, and I think it's the supplies auction. And they have various auctions that go on throughout the week. It's not on 24/7. I believe it's also Pacific time, so it is, I'm trying to think, I'm not going to do math right now. Anyway, I did check it out a while ago, but there wasn't really anything that I was interested in until I saw it accidentally during a lunch break the other day. And it was something that I picked up, and it arrived today, so I just wanted to share with you. I do a lot of mailings, whether it's swaps or items that I have for sale on my blog. And again, you'll hear all sorts of little pop-up sounds in the background. I'll try to explain them as they come up. Let me just minimize my current window so I could see both at the same time. That's a auctioneer. There's an auctioneer, and every person that's in the current auction, it's kind of cute, is with their back to you, so they're facing the auctioneer. And to place a bid, you literally just click on the bid button once you're signed in. So one click, there's nothing else for you to do. And if you get outbid, it shows you the next, the next person has a higher bid. So I found something that I like, and it's these mailing bubble envelopes. They're 8x4 with self-adhesive, and this brilliant, I will never miss this in the mail, hot pink, and there were 50 of them, and the winning bid was $22, and it was $5 flat shipping. So I have quite a few, as you could see, and I had been looking for this particular size in a bubble envelope because I was kind of getting tired of wrapping my products in bubble wrap before mailing them, and I certainly don't want things to arrive damaged, so this is a good alternative. Now what I am going to check is to make sure that I find labels that will stay stuck to this plastic. Sometimes that doesn't work. So it was very, very quick shipping. Now, and that's a new item up on the block, that sound. Each individual seller is responsible for sending their items out. I happen to, I think, luck out, and maybe this is just the way most people are, but this was here in, I think, less than 2 days. No, less than 3 days from the time that I bid and won the auction. There were a couple of other items that I had bid on and then stopped bidding when it went above a price where I was comfortable. For example, I think yesterday there were some Scrabble pieces that were in dark blue with white letters, and the opening bid was $3 for, I think, 100, which seemed like a very reasonable, really inexpensive, and shipping was only $2. So I thought, well, we'll see how far it goes. But the bidding kept going up, and I stopped at 7. So you have the option to not bid anymore if it's above where you think is reasonable for that particular item. Now each seller will post information, and often the sellers are in the auction room so you can ask them questions. Sometimes the bids go like that really quickly, like what was up for bid now is at $34. I think it's a bangle bracelet. And sometimes you have enough time to ask questions in between. You can preview upcoming auctions, and there's a couple of different types of auctions. There's supply auctions, sometimes they have a craft one. So check it out if you want to stop by. I thought this was a good deal. I couldn't even find a wholesale source, and I have quite a few wholesale sources for a reasonable amount to pay for these, to pick up these in this particular size and this color, because there's no way you won't miss this. You'll know. So that's my spiel on Tophatter. You do not have to be invited to the site. You simply go on. You can log in with your Facebook account if you have one. I believe you can also create it with your regular email address. It's pretty simple. At first, I wasn't a big fan of it because I happened to um, go on the site when it was in the midst of a very lively auction. There were a lot of people on the auction or in the auction room, and things were going really quickly. Lots of people were chatting, and there was all sorts of activity. It seemed a little overwhelming, but I think once I had an opportunity to kind of sit back and watch how things process, there's not a lot of stuff there that I was really interested in. But when it did come up to something that I was interested in, I just kind of waited for it to come up on the auction block, and I bid and won. And I think that's a pretty good deal, or at least that it's the price that I was willing to pay for it. So, for example, right now there's an auction going on for some beads, and the seller is available at the live auction, and she's answering questions. I'm assuming it's a she. It seems as though, or maybe there are a couple of males. When you log in, when you first create your account, I think you can designate male or female, so I think that's where your little avatar looks. So if you decide to sell and you want to answer questions, you'll appear as a little male or female, depending on what you choose. So I'll include a link in the description. It's not on 24/7, so that's another thing that I think maybe it's just in its kind of infancy, and it will develop into a much livelier site. But check it out, stop by, see if there's anything that you're interested in. I have not personally tried to sell anything. If you have any questions about selling, I think Julie sells there. I'll include a link to her channel in the description below. But if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask, and I'll see if I can answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I'll look it up and find it for you, or at least try to point you in the right direction. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Oh, and stay tuned. Some of you might be getting pink envelopes. Thumbs up for pink.